employee squabbles. I know you don't want to talk about it either, but we're going to talk about it today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question and I get to help you find an answer. Now today's show is brought to us by mycleaningconnection.com, and on there, which is a hub for all things house cleaning, you're going to find a calendar, and the calendar has all of the different industry events that are cleaning conventions and expos and trade shows and cleaning webinars and different things that seminar leaders and trainers are offering house cleaners. There are things like Facebook Lives and a whole bunch of social media opportunities to help you grow your business. So mycleaningconnection.com and click on the calendar button so you can see all the stuff that's happening inside our industry. All right, on to today's show, which is about employee squabbles. The question came in from a house cleaning business owner who has grown adults that work for her business and they are acting like children. And she hates it and she does not know what to do. So the answer is, if you are in business long enough, you will have employee squabbles. And it is your job, yes, it is your job as the employee to squash those. You're like the mom or the dad, and your employees are like your kids. So your job is to put a firm hand down and to say, you know what, this is not tolerated here. Okay, so how do you do that? You have to determine what is not tolerated first and foremost. Is it racism? Is it bullying? Is it cursing at each other? Is it showing up late? Is it calling each other names? I mean, we're talking things that go beyond, she's looking at me, which also happens. Okay, so we have to narrow down what exactly is accepted and what is not accepted. And then you got to call a meeting and you got to explain to your employees, recent situations have sparked this conversation. So today we have new policies and procedures. Here's what happens effective today. And then you have to explain to your employees, are there any questions? And then you have to answer the questions and make sure that everyone understands. These are our new rules and policies based on recent scenarios, okay? And even if you don't have rules and policies in place, today is the day to start. So go ahead and make sure that going forward, you have a way to solve this problem. So if you have rules and policies, you also have to have consequences. If you break these rules, these are the consequences. And I don't know what your consequences are. It's different for every business, but figure it out. Figure it out and put it in writing. When you have this meeting with your employees, you want to give them a copy so they can take it home and reread it. You want them to sign a copy, and a copy of that goes inside their employee file. Now you have it on file that they understand your new rules and policies. Because the worst thing that can happen from here on out is that you have no rules and policies. You send these catfighting women and men out into the workforce, and they take this weird energy inside a client or customer's home. All right, so what happens? Your clients and customers call you and they say, hey, your employees are fighting in my home. What's up with that? Okay, that is not professional and that is not tolerated. There will be consequences, and you have to narrow it all the way down to what will get you fired. And then if these behaviors are enacted, you have to draw the line and say, you know what? Okay, here's the consequence, and you have to follow through. Because if you don't follow through, you send a message to everyone on your team that this bullying or racism or arguing or whatever it is okay. Oh, it's not okay. It's not professional. That's not how you run a business. So if you have all this weird chaotic energy and employee squabbles going on, you need to squash that fast. Now, there are a couple of things we have to consider, and that is that most women will have a couple of days a month where they're just, and we call it PMS or whatever, biorhythms or whatever, but they have a bad day. And they're going to be irritable, they're going to be moody, they're going to say things in a snappy way that maybe they wouldn't say on a different day. And so is this that? Or is this an ongoing behavior of meanness? Because we don't want to hire meanies or bullies for our business. That's not cool, ever. And so if we've hired these people and they're just causing grief, or they're micromanaging, or they're overextending themselves, or they're bossing people around, or they're being ugly, or they're snapping, or that needs to be cut off. We don't tolerate that at all. That's not how you run a business. So if you have your rules in place, it's going to make it easier for everyone to know that, hey, when I come to work, this is a safe place. Because if you don't have those rules in place and you allow employee squabbles, what's going to happen is those employees are going to leave and go somewhere else where it's a happier work environment and there's not as much stress. Or, here's the other catch, they're going to turn around and duplicate what you have allowed in your business. So you hire the new guy, and the existing employees are going to behave the same way. And you're going to run off that employee, or worse, they do that to the next employee. So unless you want to create this weird domino effect of bad energy where your entire employee force just completely bowls over the top of you because you have no backbone, then guess what? You need to do it today. So my suggestion would be, if you have employee squabbles, end it today. End it today. Come out with some new policies and say, guess what? New rules. If you can't follow these rules, go find a new job. We're not going to tolerate this starting today. And be really clear about that and be really firm, because you're creating a workforce where you want people to come work for you. And it's really hard to get good employees. And if you have good employees, but they're mismanaged and mishandled by the other employees, they're not going to stay. And the object is you want to keep people in your business so you can provide them a better life. And if you're not willing to even provide them a better life at work, they're not going to stay with your company. So you have to end employee squabbles, and you have to do it today. All right, that's my 2 cents, and there's no leeway, there's no wiggle room on this one. Anyway, we'll talk again soon, and until we do, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.